and I was not alone. I was definitely not alone in this. I love him. Okay, one of the most exciting things just getting off work. Hey guys, so it's Brooke, and I am back with another video. Today I'm talking about doing school, being active duty in the military. Just want to put a little disclaimer out there. This is my opinions, what I've been through, my experience, not of the military or the Air Force or any branch. It is all me. My voice, my opinions, not affiliated. Remember that. Not affiliated with the military. Yeah, okay, so as you guys may know, I think I talked about it in my last video, how I am going back to school. I actually just finished my class. It was a summer D class. I officially now have my associate's degree because I haven't really talked about what I did before I joined the military, but I was in college, I was doing school. I didn't finish any of my degrees. I was working on my associates and my bachelor's at the same time because I did do some of my associate's degree in high school. I'll talk about my life before the military a little bit. In another video, I really want to do what persuaded me or inspired me to go in the military. Definitely want to put that out there for you guys, but stay tuned for that one. So let's get right in. So if you are aspiring to go back to school and finish your degree, which I highly recommend, it does look very good. And if you ever want to become a senior NCO, I'm pretty sure school is required because you don't test anymore for senior NCO positions like Master Sergeant, Senior Master Sergeant, and Chief Master Sergeant. Now it's going up for boards, and boards want to see you doing school and other things like that. So definitely recommend doing school, and the way that you do that is, so it's a little bit of a process. It's tedious, but it's all for a reason, so remember that. The first thing you would do is, if you are in a career field where you still have CDCs, thankfully my career field, we did not have CDCs when I came through. They just got rid of them because they're upgrading them. You have to finish your CDCs first because you have to be a fileable before they will let you take school. Fileable in your career field before the education center will let you start any schooling. But to get your fileable, if you have CDCs, you have to finish your CDCs and all your core tasks in your career field, and then you get your fileable, and then you'll be able to start school. So I got my five level. I'm gonna start telling you a little about my process. I got my five level, and then I went and I talked to my supervisor, and I was like, hey, I want to start schooling. He was like, okay. And then I went to talk to education center, and they were like, I told them my history and everything. They were like, all right, this is the best plan for you. This is what you're gonna need to do. So then you go to your My Portal, and you go through there, and the education center has their own website, and you set your career goal. And then after you set your career goal, you want to find a college that meets the semester hour cap limit that the military gives you, which I believe is like $250 per credit hour. It's around something like that. I'm not going to say all the details, but they give you a certain amount of money per year, and then you have to break that down into how many per semester. So or $250 per credit hour, my bad, not semester hour. So find a college that meets that cap, and then you will tell the education center when you do your career goal, you will submit your career goal, and the education center will look through all of it, make sure this college accepts tuition assistance from the military, and if everything's on track, then they will approve it and you'll be able to start classes. And then so there's some of the rules that you have to abide by. You have to pass your classes. If the military is paying for it, you have to pass with a C or higher, and you have to submit your grades to the military after every semester. So because there is a limit to how much the military gives you for schooling, that limits how many classes you can take per semester and how many semesters you can take per year. Thankfully, they give you enough for 2 classes for spring, summer, and fall. So and then you can pay out of pocket to do more classes. However, the military really persuades you to just stick to 2 classes because you are in a full-time job and it can get overwhelming. Now, this is solely based on active duty because yes, for guard and reserves, you sometimes don't work like, you don't work all the time. So obviously you can be a full-time student and work in the military, but I'm just talking solely based on active duty. Since you are in a full-time job, they really just want you to do 2 classes per semester, because that they've like done research and everything, and that's how much like a person can, you know, focus. But I do know some people that do take more. They make exceptions because they have a desk job and stuff like that, so they don't have to, like, they have longer lunches and things like that. My career field, being in the maintenance world, you don't have lunch breaks. Your lunch breaks are like 20 minutes tops. So I really only am gonna stick to 2 classes, just because my job, you know, it's pretty like physical and hands-on. I'm tired, so when I get home, like, I really don't want to do homework, but I have to. So I'll talk about kind of how to manage and deal with doing school and being in the military full-time. My shift, I work the night shift, so I have time. So working night shift, I find that doing my homework in the morning, waking up, having coffee, doing my homework, and studying and all that kind of stuff is what's best for me, because then I get home and I can go to sleep. But if you're on day shift, I know a lot of people do homework after work. If you're on mid shift, you have all day to do your homework, but whenever you wake up, I prefer to be on mid shift during school, but you know, you have to take turns on all the shifts. But if you have a job that only has 1 shift, days, I think it's a little bit easier, in my opinion, I feel like, to manage when you can do homework, because also, like, I know some jobs you're at a desk and you have like lunch breaks and things like that, so you have time to do your homework as long as your work supervisors permit you to do homework on your lunch breaks or anything like that, which a lot of them do. So I definitely recommend, if you can, be on a shift that accommodates you. If you have a choice, be on a shift that accommodates you in your school. But obviously, like, the military is not going to prioritize your school. I mean, they do, but like, work comes first, you know. But definitely they want you to get an education, so they're going to try and help you as much as possible. But just know, like, if they need you on a shift, you're going to kind of have to work around doing your school around that shift. So it's definitely possible, and a lot of people do it. There's a lot of people that have master's degrees and things like that, so don't feel scared and worried. Just be able to manage your time and set out a schedule for yourself every day. And if you're not a schedule person, like, if you can't set out a schedule, just, you know, fit it in when you can. But you have to pass your classes, or else you have to pay that money that the military spent on that class back to the military. So find time to study, but definitely be able to also focus on your school. It's just about time management and things like that. If you need help at all, the Education Center is there to kind of advise you through everything. And you can also always talk to them if you need more information. I don't have everything. I'm just kind of telling you my experience and how it went. So I went to Education Center. I talked to them. They told me find a school. I found a school. Set my career goal, and every semester I have to send them my classes, and they approve it, and then they pay the school. Yeah, and that's all. If you guys have any more questions, just let me know down below. I kind of just went over the basis of it. I definitely think it's possible for people to go to school in the military, and that's why I joined the military. So I definitely recommend getting your education while you're in, because they do pay for it as long as you are. Also, do not get in trouble if you want to, like, don't get in trouble at all, but especially if you want to do school, because your school privileges can be revoked if you get in trouble. It obviously has to be through the commander and the higher ups and all that, but definitely stay out of trouble, or your school privileges can be revoked, because it is not a right. It's just like a thing that, like, they help you with, you know. Obviously you can still do school if you want to pay out of pocket for it, but the military is not going to fund it if you're being a bad airman. So just stay on track and don't get a DUI, don't get in any trouble like that, and you'll be fine to start school. Alright guys, well, I'll see you in the next video. If you have any questions, leave them down below. Bye guys.